All right, in this chapter, we're going to talk about standard jobs. A standard job is a great way to save yourself time in the service department when creating invoices for customers where you're doing repetitive type of job like oil changes, tire changes, things like that. So let's take a look at how to access them, configure them, and use them. All right, so the first thing we'll do is we'll go over to the service cells module here. Once we land on the active invoice list, over on the left-hand collapse menu, you'll notice about halfway down standard job templates. If I click that item, it's going to land me here on the standard job templates page. All right, so we can see from here this dealership doesn't have any. There's two ways to create a standard job template. The first way is to build it manually. I can come here, maybe this is going to be an oil change for a unit. I can give it a description, right? I can decide if I want to automatically add this to an RO or work estimate. Maybe every single work estimate you add or job has an inspection as a job first, regardless of what you find. And actually, let's do that. Let's change this to inspection, right? That's what it's going to do here is it's our basic inspection. We definitely want to add it every time because that's going to be the policy in our store. We have our description, our rate type, again, whether it's standard rate. In this case, for this purpose, we'll do that. This is a standard job that can work on any vehicle. We can decide how much time it takes for this standard job. Maybe it's 0.5 hours because it's the inspection. So we could change that to 0.5. We could set a discount if we wanted to. We can also look for items that we want to add in. So I could say, for this particular inspection, we're going to have this part. I can add in a fee. I can say that these are my shop supplies, sublet later, whatever I need. I can also come up here and decide if this job can be used on all models or a set of conditions. I may say this standard job is only good, from this model year moving forward for a manufacturer, where I could say, it could be good from 2010 to 2012 for, whoever it may be, this manufacturer. And then I could go in and add the selected there. I could also do the same thing for engine CCs, model types. I could go in, whatever it may be. So there is a lot of granularity you can do there. You can also do it by model. You can go in and say this is a standard job that's available for this particular model, search, add it, etc. Again, for this case, we're just going to say all models. We're going to go ahead and hit save, and then we'll hit save here, and we've now created our standard job. So what that means is when we go to create a new customer, we can go in here to customer demo. We can go in and we can find our unit. And then in DX1, we're going to see now, because we toggled it to automatically create that job, we can see inspection is what comes in. We can see our labor is all set here with our rates that we said. Our parts are here. Our shop supplies are here. That's a great way. If you already have a job and you need to add a job, you can also see a standard job template here. I could click that, click OK. It'll bring me a list, and I can add a standard job in addition to another job. So that's a really quick way to create standard jobs and then how to add them in. Now, I mentioned there is another way to create a standard job. So maybe you've done a lot of these jobs in the past, to where you're wanting to create something from your history. Okay, so maybe I did this job here, and I'm thinking, boy, this would be a great standard job. If I come to the job information tab, which is default when I open up a completed job, you can see an icon here, and you can say copy to a new standard job. So it'll bring over all the information I already built on that RO, so I don't have to build it again. I can say whether I want to automatically add it, what models it's for, and hit save. So especially when you have particular jobs where you've added in a large number of parts. Also, if you are manually building, don't forget you can get to the parts list for Fiche here. Maybe this is a standard job for CF Moto. I think I have a pick list with some parts. I could have went and created this pick list, hit submit to DX1, and then when I go back to my standard job template, my parts will all be added here. So, just some tips on some quick ways to add in parts to your standard job, either copying it from an existing job or using Fiche. Those are two different ways. So, All right. Well, hopefully that'll tell you a little bit about how where you can find the standard job list. It's over here on the left-hand side, how to create a new job. If I need to update a job, I can just click it, open it, remove parts, change stuff, and eventually save it if I need to. So, standard jobs are a great way to save time in the dealership, and hopefully this video will help you do that exact thing.